Yeah, I was just meditating and I had like really, really some profound thoughts. Like I was, with this eclipse, energy, what do we want to let go of? And I am feeling a lot more of a need to express myself authentically, um, whether it's being bolder with what I wear and do, in social situations with family. And the thing is, as a woman of my age, I'm 62, I was trained pretty severely under the patriarchy of how does a woman behave. And when you only see that modeled, when there is nobody that you come in contact with in your life who is modeling anything different than, the men are the heads of the households, the men's jobs are important, and women have the children and, take care of the children every day. And just like the cooking alone, I realize that I've been so traumatized by cooking. Like I didn't grow up, my mother didn't like to cook. I didn't grow up in a household where there were happy cooking routines. And I think that there are some households where it's joyful. And, I think of, the stereotypes of the Italian family where the women are in the kitchen and they're joyfully, sharing recipes. It wasn't like that. And in the Irish um, household, like the Irish Catholic family I married into, it was not joyful either. There was a lot of oppression and like a fear about cooking. And I married into a large Catholic family. My mother in law was a very stern person in a lot of ways and a very frightening person and a matriarch in a lot of ways, had 7 children, but, she was responsible for the cooking. And although I think sometimes her husband cooked, but it was like marrying in and holidays and with the in laws. I was severely traumatized by having to play a certain role of helping prepare meals, of serving, of clearing, of doing dishes that I was never let off the hook from. Holidays, vacations, the women were always responsible for every meal, 3 meals a day, packing lunches for the beach, cleaning up after, taking care of the kids all day. And this is an enormous oppression that, and just the crazy thing is that men say, oh, men are providers. Like this, the red pill, the, alpha male thing, men are providers, provide the meals. That's what I say. And my challenge is to any woman, imagine what you would feel like if you did not have to provide 3 meals a day for your children or your spouse. Imagine the freedom that women would feel if, say, hang on, men were responsible for providing the meals. There would be such an enormous weight off of our shoulders. And I realized how oppressed we are by the demands that keep us cleaning our houses for company, picking up after our husbands and children, and that these, when the house is a mess and company comes over, it's the woman's fault, right? I mean, it's, my generation, that's how it is still regarded. It wouldn't be the man's fault. It would be his fault for, not having chosen a better partner. who would keep everything together. But it just, that is my, it's the ridiculousness of these patriarchal strictures where the wife and mother actually is the slave. And my husband cooks a lot now. He's getting ready to retire. I'm burned out with cooking. If I never cook a meal again in my life, I've still cooked plenty, if not too much, for my children, my husband, holidays. I'm over cooked out. And my husband loves to cook. He hasn't cooked as much as me, and he loves to. But imagine a world, this is my challenge. Imagine a world where the men provided, and they're always talking about being, where we're providers. Provide 3 meals a day then. Provide the cooking. And just the amount of energy and happiness that women would feel of being off the hook from, those daily routines. And the other thing is, communal living, which is how we originally were, tribal, matriarchal, cooking with other women in the kitchen and sharing it. That's fun, but that's not been my experience. I've not had that. I haven't had that. It's been more isolation in the kitchen with me cooking for many other people, but nobody helps me. So provide. That's what I say, men. Provide the meals.